Yo, what's up? GM, as they say, as we say. I'm always saying something about how they say in the business. I'll tell you what, man, GM. I wonder if it's ever going to spread to like the normal world. Like if normal people just like at some point be like, oh, GM. Good morning, GM. Grand Rising. Glad you're here. Go ahead, smash the like, hit the heart, do the things you got to do. If you guys are in the space and you want to chat, come on up to the stage. I know a couple of you have. I got my guy Doug, the guy Mike, Modern Canadian. Hash is in the building. You know he'll come up here and chit chat with us at some point. But I definitely appreciate you guys being here. It is a big day today. Obviously, we are here in the U.S. expecting a 25 basis point reduction. We'll see what happens. I kind of feel like that's set in stone, right? Like that's, man, enough with the reminders and the notifications. The iPad's annoying sometimes. Even though I have it connected to my Mac Mini as a additional monitor, it still gives me all the notifications like my cell phone does. Probably got to turn that off. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great morning. Oh, an absolute wonderful morning. I'm not sure the status of the crypto markets. I did not do any trading today. Usually I wake up in the morning about 4:30. It's since the Dubai trip. I can't shake that. I'll get up, take a piss at like 3:30 in the morning, and then go back to sleep for like another hour. 4:30, I'm up. I go downstairs, and that's when my day starts. And I usually get a couple trades in the morning. Like there's some pretty good opportunities, around that time. And I usually have a pretty decent morning. But today I stayed away. I was doing some other stuff, doing some researching, looking at some other things. Plus, like, I was unsure, and I actually saw somebody post about this, Mike. It might have been you who said you basically got out of all the out of the trades you were in, just anticipation of some fuckery today. I kind of felt the same way, and so I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not feeling it. I don't need to force it. Let's not do that. And then I realized that I think I was more caught up in the Pengu thing. Pengu now listed on Femex, which is dangerous. Because it's like 4 times this morning already. I almost slid my Pengu coins that I've got on the Phantom wallet into Femex, because immediately what I would do is just sell them and put that into USDT and just start leverage trading it. But I didn't do it. I didn't do that for the sake of our community so that we can prove a point and show that we're not total degens. I did not do that. But GM guys, again, go ahead and smash the like button if you are watching on YouTube. Hit the heart if you are watching on X. And if you are here in the space, get up on the fucking stage and let's talk about some crypto. We can talk about it. It is Wednesday, so we are also able to talk about gaming if there's anything major happening. So let's go for it. What's up? Oh, no. All right, hang on one second. I got to fix the Bluetooth. Oh, man.
Yeah, like I was actually I'll speak for gaming actually. Today I'm gonna be streaming some
What? Sorry guys, on the YouTube and the X, I have no idea why there's no audio coming through.
on 8 o'clock Eastern time, so
When I connect to the Roadcaster, it's not pushing the audio through.
It is, but I've been meaning to catch one of your streams. Last time I missed you by about half an hour. Fell asleep, but I'm gonna try today. All right, I'm gonna try.
All right, we should be back.
Yeah, good on you, man.
Loud and clear.
Are you good?
Loud and clear.
You sounded fine to me. Was you not able to hear?
Yeah, so what it was is the Bluetooth connection was not really connected well to the Roadcaster. So I'm connected through a loop so everybody could hear me, but nobody would have been able to hear you guys coming in through the Bluetooth into the cycle of sound. But now everybody should be good on all fronts. So GM fam, great chat about the gaming there. You're streaming?
Yeah.
What was the name of the game you're streaming tonight?
The game is called Shatterline FPS. So it's another game on AVAX. honestly, they've been just coming out with some fucking bangers. Honestly, I've been hanging out with the Gagny girls in the community there, and they got like a Telegram with a bunch of content creators and whatnot, and a lot of AVAX sponsored people. So I've been hanging around with all the AVAX people lately.
Hell yeah, dude. There you go. That's man, didn't they just celebrate AVAX 9000, right? Like that was like a big thing. It was their birthday. Like it was a momentous day for the AVAX ecosystem, if I'm not mistaken. I remember seeing a video of our dear friend Doug, and I say dear friend Doug Hype, not our amazing friend 6 a.m. Doug, but our dear friend, our cake eating. We'll call him our cake eating friend Doug Hype. Posted some video where he smashed his face into one of his cakes. And it didn't look like he did it very aggressively.
Yes,
very weak. So Doug, if you're listening,
I think he's hanging out with the. I think he's hanging out with the karate combat people right now. I think he's in Miami. He was just on. He was on space yesterday at the airport, so I think he's flying over to Miami.
Yeah. There we go. You got should have weigh-ins this morning. I was chatting with Paisan earlier. We got a nice little Telegram chat together, and then obviously I posted that. As far as I'm concerned, and there's a couple people that delegated some votes, and so their voting rights to me. So if you want me to change up the strategy, we can have a conversation. But here's the deal: it's a stacked card. There's a lot of good fights. There's actually a lot of fights that I don't really know. And in the sake of being a good friend to our guy Paisan, I know that he's trained very hard for this fight. He's working like a dog to make sure that he brings home the dub to it. So I was gonna just put all of and most of the votes and stuff are mine anyway. But I think there's like 80,000 coins, karate tokens that are delegated to me for that. So that's today. Is the voting is going on today. So if you want to be a part of it, you could probably still delegate. If you want that, something like that, I'll put out a post if you guys want to participate in any of that. But make sure if you have the karate tokens and you have the app already, I would assume if you're listening to this show, to be honest with you, you've already heard me talk about this. I mean, we talk about it every month, right when the events happen. And so, you probably got it done last month or the month before, whatever. And so this is the time. Make sure you get in there, get your votes in, and get ready to earn some tokens. Remember, you can't lose. It's up only. So why not? Right?
Hell yeah. Are we looking at streaming it?
Yes, definitely. So I was talking with Whit about that earlier, last night, I mean, and probably I just have to decide. So here's what we're doing. We're shifting some of the rooms in our house. We're putting Emmy back in the big bedroom. And then also that means that I'll have an office at my house. So, and when I say the big bedroom, I just mean the big of the extra bedrooms. I don't mean we're not giving our daughter our master bedroom, in case anybody was wondering if that's where I was going with that. No. And so I will have an office. I just don't know if I'll have it set up by tomorrow night, because I think like 6 p.m. Eastern is when the fights and all that stuff go live. And so at the end of the day, I'll probably just stay here, and maybe what we'll do is just the 4 p.m. show. Don't want to do that stream for like a fuck ton of hours. Maybe we'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling on Thursday. Maybe we just roll from the 4 p.m. or we push the 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. and then I just run the show from 5 to 6, and then we go straight into the karate combat footage. And if anybody wants to jump on stream for that, that's totally cool. I can have up to 10 people on the stage at one time through StreamYard. So if you want to be a part of the viewing party, the watch, the fight night, if you will, just let me know. I'm all for it.
Oh yeah, I'll be there, brother. I'll be there. And listen, I think I speak on behalf of everybody in the room here. When I say you could stream from your toilet and would all still appreciate it. So don't panic about the office.
I wouldn't do that to you, man. Hey, that means the world to me that's what you think and that's what you'd say. But let me just reassure you guys, I will never stream from the toilet. I know that there's like some of those people. I didn't even ever put the space up on screen. Sorry. I know that there's like those people that have done that. And to me, I find that repulsive. So you can count on me to never do that to you. That's a promise from me to you guys. So, what are we looking at coin wise? Yo, what's up, Neil?
What time have we got the Fed
What's
rate
up,
cut
fellas?
today? Neil, hello.
Yo.
Hey, I got a question about the delegation thing.
Uh-huh.
So if I delegate it to you, does that give either one of us a bonus? How does that work?
So that just means that I do, like, if I do the voting for it, then I think I get like 20% of whatever you win. I believe that's what it's set up to be. I'm not 100% sure. Give me 1 second.
I got you. Okay, that makes sense.
Let's see. Where would that be? Here. No. Play. See your fighters. So 82,000. So yeah, 20% of anything that's won from the tokens that were delegated, 20% goes to me as the delegator. So, but I mean, so feel free to just vote yourself. I mean, it's just for the people who are too lazy to do it themselves, I suppose. Or,
well, that's kind of me. I'm the one that always misses the voting period. I'm like, how did I do that?
oh, there you
I
go.
knew it was coming up, but yeah.
Well, there you go. Then that would make sense. I would gladly do delegate votes for you. I didn't mean to say like too lazy. That was probably strong words. I just meant, yeah, you're filling the blank there.
And plus, you know, if it goes the wrong way, we've got someone to blame, right?
The good thing is you don't ever lose anything. You know what I mean? And so that's, you know, that's part of the whole strategy too, of not betting on every fight, or, you know, betting on the fights that I don't know, where there's a stronger chance of, say, you know, an underdog or an upset or whatever, because it's usually pretty clear the left side of the column most of the time is the favorite. Now that does change. The right side, you do see some favorites sometimes there, depending on how the vote goes and how they load it in. But man.
Nice. So what's going on with this Pengu then? I completely missed out on it. I've been away the last couple of days.
Well,
So
I don't think
Pengu.
you actually missed it. I don't think you missed it at all, because it launched and just straight up nuked yesterday. The airdrop was supposed to happen at like 9 a.m., I think, my time, and it ended up going off at 8 a.m. And so, you know, it was a little bit after by the time I'd seen that. And then, but you look at the chart and that thing just dropped. It was, man, the first time I looked at it, the market cap was over 5 billion. Somebody probably can recollect a much higher market cap that it was at. Let me look at Dex Tools now. I know that
on Dex Screener, I'm seeing 7.4
billion
with a B. Yes.
That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So
how did the but the price went down in half? How the fuck did it, or where is the price?
Listen, it depends even what it's just over 3 cents. So just under 2 billion. It depends where you looked, right? Like I think on Photon it was like different just because of the way they put the liquidity in. Like I was live in Pengu, not related to Pengu space, while it happened, and like they put all liquidity in first, which caused the price to go like way fucking up. I think I heard as high as like 40 billion on some exchanges, or you know, screeners.
Yeah, it was like
I think
like
I think $5.
Yeah, the price was like $60 or something.
Yeah, but again, by the time that you could actually do anything, if you're not like a crazy sniper person, I want to say probably closer to 5.6 billion. I'm seeing these two kind of areas that there was like actual trading going on. It's weird that it looks a lot like Miss Hawk Tua's token.
Yeah, I don't know which one.
But I don't see any Christmas trees out for this one.
I don't know honestly which one's worse. You know,
well, probably the one that put hundreds of thousands of dollars into the community pocket, we're probably not going to complain too much about.
That's a really good point.
Whereas putting hundreds of thousands into Doc Hollywood's pocket, maybe people felt a little different about that. Allegedly, Doc. I'm sorry.
Well, and now it's not Doc Hollywood, I think, is the account name. So, you know, you just got to use air quotes to keep yourself safe.
I'm just going to call him Howie. I'm going to call him Bobby Mandel from now on.
Yeah.
So who and how qualified for the airdrop?
Basically everybody. Like
everybody.
Yeah, if you've been in crypto for a long time, you've got a very high percentage chance that your wallets will have some. You got to connect them and do all the hooplas and bullshits, but There's a strong percentage chance.
Did you buy
if you've been in crypto.
NFTs? Do you have MOG? Do you have like literally a wallet that's over a year old? You probably qualified. Do you have a Pudgy Penguin toy? Does your kid? You qualified. There's a huge.
I know how I qualified.
I think there's 100 million wallets or some fucking stupid number like that.
Right
You
now,
have 80. You have 80. You have 85 days to claim. So there's no rush. Be careful out there, and just remember that when you're linking your wallets to this alleged website, if you've spent the last 4 years of your life continuing your quest for anonymity, and then you go and dox and then if you dox all of your wallets, make sure it's worth it. You know, like bring home that fucking bag, because like I'm not going to undox my wallets for $50. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, I just at some point. If you've not been an airdrop hunter your whole life, I'll talk about this again. I know that we talked about it yesterday, but if we did a 100-person survey and the question was, do you airdrop hunt? I think that we would have a strong possibility that a follow-up question would also be answered yes, being, have you ever been wallet drained? And, so I think a lot of people who do that shit where they connect their wallets, who don't care, don't really have the best OPSEC. And I know that you could do, and some people do this, right? Where you get a brand new wallet, you connect it, you do the things, yada, yada, yada. You don't let anything else touch it. I get that. But most normal people are very simple and they don't want 100 different wallets. And so they just beep, bop, boop, connect that fucking thing to everything. And then all of a sudden you're shit out of luck because, one of those contract approvals ended up getting you, you know what that means.
Or 2 years later, that airdrop website is no longer operational and someone else is like, you're connected still because you didn't revoke your permissions. Yeah. OPSEC is, I think we need to talk more about OPSEC, J. James.
I think agree, especially. Listen, we know that we have not seen the huge push from retail. Now, there's probably there's us, and I would say maybe our first circle might be in. So when I say our first circle, that's potentially like a parent or a sibling. Not all of them, maybe a cousin, something like that, right? That's your first circle. And then you got your second circle where things start to get heavier with, the people are like asking about Bitcoin. That like at 107,000, we don't even care right now. Why the fuck do the mechanic guys who work over there, they're not thinking about Bitcoin right now, but at some point they will. But that's what we need. I forget where we were going with all that, but I do know.
Did you see this unicorn fart dust token, J. James? I'll help you segue.
Thank you.
Did you hear about this
Fart Man
unicorn
or whatever
fart
it
dust
was?
token?
There was one called like Fart Guy or something.
Yeah, so some boomer who's like a gold and silver guy, he runs a YouTube channel in his basement. He's a critic of crypto, and he, as a LARP, was like, I'm going to show people how stupid this is and make a coin called unicorn fart dust, which is what he calls crypto, as a joke. And he was talking about his 65,000 market cap, and then he woke up yesterday and it was 23 billion market cap, because you know how crypto degens degen. Bigger than a lot of the gold and silver companies that he follows. So a very interesting moment for boomers. And I think that today's Fed rate is going to be an interesting moment for boomers and possibly crypto. I noticed that in the title, you think crypto might pump today after the Fed rate. And if you want a crypto pump, now's your chance to like, retweet, comment, max engage in the space. Shout out to my YouTube rivals. You guys suck. Come to a real application like Twitter.
Stay there, please. Because that's how I can maintain my viewer to like. Look, right now, well, no, there's one missing. There's 15 to 14. We need one more. We need one more, guys. There you go. Look, now we got more likes than viewers. That's how it's supposed to work. And X, I can't say the same about you. Like, I can say that it's certainly not happening, but it's all right. It's all right. You guys will learn one day
Hey,
how to like a video.
ever since you shamed me publicly in front of all these wonderful people, I now max engage in the spaces. You know what? It's your most staunch supporters that suck at it. I'm not gonna lie.
I would agree with you. They just sit there and just hang out and laugh and enjoy and participate, but just like, you know what? I'm not even a good example setter. Like, it's not like I'm doing it. I'm not going down to the bottom right, hitting the like button, hitting the quote saying, "We live, baby." I mean,
Hey, at least you're tweeting out your own space now. Progress.
do you do that? Are you supposed to do that? Is that like a thing?
Well, especially for you because you go live video, and so your circle is pink, and so it gives me the wrong place. But if I go to your profile, then I can see the space.
Hey, I want you just to let's just be very clear about one thing. Don't ever call my circle pink again, all right?
I'm colorblind. Maybe it's purple. I don't know.
All right. Actually, to be honest with you, pink is I embrace that color, right? Like, real men wear pink. It's everything is like the I'm a hashtag girl dad, right? I'll never be a boy dad. And then I love it. And so I embrace the pink, and so it's good. So my circle being pink is okay. I was more of a joke, but it didn't quite come across right, I don't think.
That's okay. What's the price of Ondo today, J Chain?
I don't know. I probably should have said something like, "You keep my pink circle out of this." 193, which I'm ready for this thing to absolutely do something one way or the other. And I feel like in my heart of hearts at 214 to 210 should have been, man, you start to think like, is the descent already happening for the January 18th event? You really like after
This is what I was actually going to ask you about, like a good entry price for Ondo, because I got some stable coin on the side. I was actually looking to get in at a decent price.
Well,
I know you've been in the chart.
I would say, there is no better person to answer that question than our friend Waddy, who had said this months ago, and he said he's not touching it until it hits 50 cents. And doggone it, within a few weeks, everything had crashed, and Ondo was 50 cents. So below a buck was really the time to get a lot of it. You're still going to make money on it. I think that in my opinion, it's a $20 coin this cycle. There's some people talking about $10 by January, in January, something like that. I mean, that's just a few weeks away. So I don't know. I don't know if it's going to run that hard, but there's a lot of things coming up. Not only is there the big unlock, but there's really not a whole lot of, as we all know, not a whole lot of sell pressure that's coming along with it. But it's that Wall Street 2.0. They're having an event in New York. Ondo, I know that I've tweeted it. I've said it a few times. I will ask you again. If you need an MC, a master of ceremonies for your event, Wall Street 2.0, I'm your guy. I can do it. Give me a chance. All right. That was just a moment that I needed to share with the Ondo folks, because I would love to host the Wall Street 2.0 conference in New York City on February 6th. I believe that's when it is. It's one of those things I've committed to memory, even though I don't know anything about it. Would anybody show up to that? Or is that just like kind of the wrong?
I'll be there for sure.
Is that the wrong crowd? Wall Street 2.0?
If you're
Occupy
emceeing,
Wall
I'll be
Street?
there.
I think we're the right crowd for Occupy Wall Street. I don't know about Wall Street 2.0. I'm pretty sure most crypto bros and gals, had we been around back then, that would have been our fucking jam.
Occupy Wall Street? What you think that would have been something you participated in?
No. Conceptually. I'm not a dirty hippie.
I was a dirty hippie, I'll tell you what.
You know what? I kind of am a dirty hippie. You're not wrong. But no, I wouldn't go live in a tent on Wall Street to like prove some point about something.
No.
Just the thesis that like, yo, fuck those fat cats.
Yeah, no. I get that that whole kind of thought process and stuff. And yeah, man, for a very long time, that was basically my 20s was traveling around, going to fish shows, and I had dreadlocks for a long period of time for several years. Thank God I don't have any photos of it. If somebody had access to my MySpace account, maybe, but that's it.
Jay Chains, did you attend the first weed-friendly fish show in Toronto in 2017, 18?
No, my first experience of any kind in Canada was just several years ago for a fishing thing, like actually going fishing with my uncles and my cousins. Shore lunch is the best thing I've ever had in my entire life, and there's sometimes I wake up thinking that I can taste shore lunch. It's just in my brain.
That's a fucking crystal memory. Holy shit. Can you taste it?
Oh, I can taste it. Literally, I can taste the shore lunch. It's wild. And if you don't know what shore lunch is, you got to go on a fishing trip in Canada and learn, because it's amazing. It'll change your life.
For the better, hopefully. So, Jay Chains, you know we're only 10% away from flipping, by we, I mean Bitcoin, from flipping Amazon and Google and becoming a top 5 global asset. Isn't that fucking crazy?
It is crazy to think, man. And it's like you know, again, there's not a whole lot of hype in this stuff, but when you think about this stuff on a macro level, it's like we are literally at 100 and where is actually Bitcoin today? Let me look at the chart.
104.
Well, it dropped. Damn. 104. All right. Well, that's not as exciting as I was hoping to be at, but we're over 100,000. We've been over 100,000, right? Like that is unto itself just amazing. When I got into this space, fuck, I mean, in 2017, Bitcoin was what, like $1,000, $2,000 or $3,000. We're gonna have to go back and take a look.
I started buying in 2018, and it was like $3,000. And it's crazy because like now that I've studied like the 4-year cycle, and you know, this is like my third go around, right? And it's like, can it really be that easy? Like, it's just the 4-year cycle. Just follow the fucking 4-year cycle, and you're gonna do very, very well. It's like it feels like it's too good to be true still.
Yeah, but I feel like I think you may be onto something. I feel like it is probably too good to be true, because the whole point is that at some point, like, our ecosystem has to decouple from the 4-year cycle. It's just, it literally is. There's no way that we can just continue with this vertical growth of an entire industry. It's an industry now. Blockchain is an industry, and it can't move on a 4-year cycle that is Bitcoin. It doesn't make sense. At some point, the decoupling has to happen.
You're absolutely right.
Bitcoin can obviously stay on the 4-year thing and do its thing, although that's going to be wild with when we get the price shock and the, you know, nation states are doing all their things and yada, yada, yada. But like at some point, knowing that, you know, you've got gaming, RWAs, there'll be healthcare, there's automotive, you know, with like the cars and all that stuff, you know, it's just wild to think that we're still going to have to experience dips every 4 years or rips every 4 years. Like, what? No, that has to go away.
But I think as crazy as it is, as high as the price is, like, you could walk down the street, ask somebody about Bitcoin, they're like, what? Most people will still not know what it is. So like, you know, that kind of that test there tells you that we're still super fucking early. So I really think it's going to be that next cycle. The next cycle is where we get that S curve and we blast off and get more time for people, more institutions that get in. When other institutions start to feel, you know, it's more safe, right? Because there's going to be, like, look at Microsoft. They basically voted no against Bitcoin. Eventually, they're going to say yes. It's only a matter of time, because it's going to be like, well, everybody else is doing it. We have to do it because everybody else is doing it.
Do you think, so you're talking about next cycle, do you think there's any validity to a super cycle this time around, or an extended cycle? Or is it we're going as planned, and, you know, it's 12 months from X date and that's it, and then we shut it down and get ready for the next one?
I've been listening to a podcast with Raoul Powell, and it's actually pretty cool. Here's an idea to throw at you about that. Imagine we have this huge fucking run up, like things could just get crazy. Bitcoin goes maybe to like $500,000 a coin or $1 million a coin a cycle. And imagine the idea of, like, we don't have like a super cycle per se, but maybe we skip a cycle. maybe the next time around we just don't have a normal cycle or a cycle at all. We just skip one, and then we have a big dump like later on.
Oh my god.
Go for it, Ash.
Euphoria. The euphoria. It would be wild.
Like if it just kept going and going and going, people will go. I mean,
all those really conservative investors, well, crypto and conservative, who sold out half their position in Q1 and the other half in Q4 of 2025, they will be so salty, so fucking salty.
something like that's got to happen, right? Like there has to be something to. You have to change the predictability of it, because like the whole system is not designed for people to win, and if it becomes too predictable, then everybody wins. Like, what's the fucking point?
The issue with it breaking away from the cycle is that at the end of the day, whether it's a commodity, a security, a financial instrument, it doesn't matter. It still follows the liquidity cycle of the global markets, and the global markets are going to continue to run cyclically. So I don't think that we're just going to stop having cycles unless crypto becomes something different than it is today. But right now, we are very dependent on interest rates, on liquidity, on institutions. So if institutions are buying, price is going to go up. And if institutions aren't buying, price is just like not going to go up.
Yeah, 100%. See, like that's the whole liquidity thing that Raul was talking about. Like his thought process here was that people have so much PTSD from last cycle, because we had like that double top and we went down for like 6 months before we went back up again. So people, his thought process is that people are going to sell early. So probably around that, the tax cut or tax rate pullback, whatever, the tax pullback, probably around March, April. And then people sell early, and then it just, we have a little dip, but like it continues to go up. And then people are like having to buy back at higher prices. And he also was saying that like with the new institutions, that like the biggest fear that I think nobody's going to see is that like everyone's expecting a 4-year cycle that a 70% decline in price to go by and lower, and then all of a sudden, we only have like a 40% drop in price, and then people will have missed it because thinking that it's going to go down to like 65-70%. So that's another thing, and I've been thinking about this a lot too. It's like, what if it doesn't fucking go down? Maybe we have protection to the downside with all these institutional investors, and everybody fucking misses the big dip.
DCA.
Go ahead.
DCA.
Yeah, but that's just annoying. Yeah. I know it's how you win.
85% argue otherwise.
You're absolutely right. DCA in, DCA out. It's how you win. It sucks. It sucks because you don't want to. You don't like. And listen, I get it. And we've got someone here that's been talking about getting out since 100,000, and there's a couple more targets I think a lot other people have, and it's like we're there already. Like we are there already. It is time to start thinking about scaling and pulling profits so that you do win. But at the same point, what we're talking about right now scares the shit out of me when you're like, man, people are going to be pulling profits too early and it's going to fucking go. And like, a lot of people share the opinion of like a $300,000 and something Bitcoin, like potentially this cycle too, especially if the reserve thing starts happening around the world, like that shit's going to happen so fucking fast, like so fast. Who's going to stop? How do you stop it? You can't stop that. I mean, unless it's all just, they're all just OTC deals. Is that how they control the price? Go ahead, Doug.
Well, I was just kind of thinking, like, I know that the DCA thing and that some people love it, some people hate it. But I suppose at the end of the day, if you're happy with where your sort of portfolio is, there's no reason why you can't start DCA and out early. And then, you're still left with that same bag there for if it does keep going up. But at the same time, you're not sticking balls to the wall all in, and say we do get that cliff top, and we just start falling down. At the end of the day, you've been scaling out anyway, so you're not going to lose your entire bag.
True. And you do have the option, but then is it, depending on where we are in the year next year, when all this stuff happens, when you see a dip happen, do you then buy back in, or is that it? You buy the dip, or do you start DCAing again?
Yeah, you see, I don't think so, because I think that's when human emotions are taking over then, because you had a plan, you knew that you were going to ride it up, and you knew you were going to start taking profits. Just because your bag, your tokens, your coins have exceeded your expectations, that they might only pull back to near where you were going to scale out originally, and then you think, well, it's going to go back up again, and you're just going to keep going in, and I think that's how most people get ruined. I know that's how I got completely ruined back in 2021. It's just because the euphoria takes over, and you listen to all the influencers, and you just believe that it's gonna go to 1 million. It's gonna go to 1 million. Meanwhile, you actually left with like 10% of what you actually put in.
Yeah, and this is, I mean,
Yeah, I think we have to be okay. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're right. Go for it, Mike.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I think like being in the space, you're gonna have to be really okay with leaving a lot of money on the table. You are not gonna fucking time this market. I think we gotta get comfortable with that fact. I think we need to always leave a portion that you're just not gonna fucking sell. Like, have that long-term mindset, because the long-term mindset will lead to success over the long term. Like, Bitcoin is the best long-term asset. So, like, this is exactly what I'm doing. I have a portion that I'm like, okay, this is what I'm selling this bull run, but I have a portion of my Bitcoin I'm not selling. Like, I'm gonna keep that for the next 20 years. I might even that'll be what I give to my daughter, like when I pass away, right? Like, so that way, like, you're hitting, we're gonna always have those emotions. So try to be on both sides of the coin. Like, okay, like for example, like you're talking about DCA. Have a portion of your discretionary income that you're just putting in the fucking crypto every fucking paycheck, every week, whatever you're DCAing, but then also have a side of cash that, like, every time there's a big dip, dump it in, or 10%, 10% on big dips. Like, always hunt for. That's exactly what I'm doing. I have stablecoin aside, and I'm just waiting for max fucking here. When we like when we had that big wick down to 91, like, I'm looking for something like that again. That's when I'm gonna get into altcoins or whatever the fuck, right? So I think that's what we need to. We have to, like, plan for every fucking scenario, and then that way there's less emotions because we're prepared for everything.
Oh
yeah, I agree with that. I massively agree with that. And on the plus side as well, one thing that we all got to remember is we all have the Web3 breakfast group. Now, come on, this exclusive group, we're ahead of the game.
You're darn right, man. I couldn't agree with you more, and was so entrenched in our conversation. I forgot to thank you all for being here at the halfway point several minutes ago. So thank you. Appreciate you. You can definitely do me a solid and either smash a like, hit the heart, or if you're listening in the space, go down to the bottom right and repost the space out. Maybe tag some friends. Do what you got to do to support yourself, support us, help the show grow. And if you want to be a part of the conversation, if you're like, you know what, this has been great, man. These guys are all pretty chill. I want to be a part of this conversation. Just come on up, come onto the space, and come up to stage. Raise your hand. We'll bring you on up. That's it. Don't be like
Dude,
Charles or whatever.
When you went to Dubai,
what was his name? Charles yesterday?
I think was it Charles or Joseph or something like that?
Something like that. It was a little wild at the end, so I apologize for the tailspin at the end of the show yesterday. But it's one of the risks you take when you let everybody up. But just ask for respect. Just be respectful, I guess.
Dude, when you went to Dubai, I'll tell you, man, like, the more, I felt like there was like a hole in my morning. It was missing something. And it's nice to have you guys back.
Yeah, definitely, man. I've shared that same sentiment. Like, it was definitely a cool experience, and I will find, especially if I'm going to be doing this kind of stuff more often, and as we get into conference season again and all that stuff, learn how to travel. I need to create like a little travel bag of the studio so that I can do this wherever I go, because of the same thing, man. Like, I miss it. Like, it's part of I make it a mindful wellness space every day that we're in, because that's what it is. Like, it's a place for us to just come here, shoot the shit, hang out, and talk about whatever. And I think it helps being able to do that. It helps me. So I hope it helps you guys. And so, yeah, keeping this thing more consistent, not even if I'm going to start traveling a lot more or do whatever I'm doing, like, got to still stay connected. So it's all part of it.
Well, we did kind of realize when we were out there that, we could actually have done a few shows, didn't we? So, we can make it work, when we're out on the road, especially if there's a couple of us out there, we can sort of bounce off each other and help each other,
Yeah, definitely. Well,
and going. And yeah, Web3 breakfast on the road. That'd be awesome.
I like that, dude. I like that. I want to, at some point, like I know I want to get, I need to close it. Yeah, there's like a Diesel Max company that they fix like some heavy duty equipment over there, and sometimes that shit gets loud, and they're starting to crank it up. So, what were we talking about?
I think your noise cancelling stuff is really good, to be fair, because whenever you have like the gardeners and stuff out there, we really don't hear it. Like it's really good.
Oh, nice. Maybe I've got the.
Yeah. So we were just sort of talking about like when we're out on the road.
Yeah. I definitely want to get
definitely try and
after the bull run. I think we want to get like a Sprinter van or a RV, like a bus thing or whatever, and just drive around the country and do meetups and have like a little space in there where I got the studio sped up. Dude, that'd be so cool. Or like pull like a little trailer that's got the studio set up in it, something like that. I think that'd be fun as hell. And just go around the country and go up into Canada. This way we can see our Canadian brothers and sisters. You know how it is. We'll be up there next year anyway, potentially a couple times, unless it's all around the same. I don't know if Futurist is around the same time that Consensus is, so it'll be once, maybe twice.
It's like the same week. I think so it goes. The 13th of May is what do you call it, the Blockchain Futures Conference. Then 14th, 15th, 16th is the it's Consensus.
Let's go. So we got a week together plus more. We'll stay up there. Maybe we'll drive again, and this way we can spend some more time and chill. I enjoyed Toronto. Remember Winnipeg, or not Winnipeg? Where do you come in through? In Detroit?
Oh, Windsor.
Their pizza's all right with the cut up pepperoni. I don't mind that. It is a nice distribution of pepperoni to bite. That I didn't mind, but the people, and I tell you what, there was some people there that suck at life. That's all right.
Windsor people are the fucking worst.
Thank you. I'm glad one of you guys said it.
I'm just saying, they're the fucking worst.
Oh,
so if you're going to drive up there, can I fly to Georgia and then jump in with you guys, and then I get to like be entertained by Emmy the whole journey?
Yeah, sounds not like fun, but sure, you can do that. No, she's awesome. She's actually amazing in the car. Emmy, so when she was 2 months old, when we took our first flight, I was doing something at a crypto conference. I wasn't know if emceeing it or whatever, but she was 2 months old, and so that was her first flight. So she's been on flights, she's been on road trips, all that. She travels so well. She sleeps a lot of the time when we're in the car, and then we've got an iPad for her. We did that. Yeah, we're those parents. She's got her little iPad, and she watches her shows or plays her little Gabby's Dollhouse game. But yeah, she's an amazing traveler.
Gabby.
But she also,
FYI,
she could teach anyone else how to use an iPad as well.
This is true. We'll just do courses. She's probably going to be. It's funny. I'm getting her comfortable with a microphone, and so I'll get her, doing tutorials at some point. We'll create the next little Ryan Kaji.
If you're coming in May, though, like early May, like that, just don't expect it to be as warm as it was in August. It's probably still pretty cold in early May.
Okay, good to know. We'll bring the winter suits.
I mean, I think we should
not that cold
and just go around to all the different, Web3 community members' workplaces, and just walk in there, start filming, get some sound bites.
Yeah.
Just while they're at work.
Would you guys let me do that? Just like show up to your work?
No.
I mean, we wouldn't have a choice, like Mike could be in there working on some big GMC thing and that, he'll look back for his 10 mil spanner.
What's up, guys? In this video, we're here with Mike, and we're going to change the oil on this 2025 Ferrari 458. Let's get it. I don't know if you work on Ferraris, but in my video, you do.
I wish. It would that would be awesome, but unfortunately no. Maybe like when we become like super like crypto rich, you can like film me like walking out and be like, okay, I'm fucking done, I retire. Fuck you all, I'm out of here.
I promise you guys, unless it's a Urus, I will never get a Lamborghini. I will never. That's not me. I would do a Ferrari. And why I said the 458 is because I did a track day with my buddy Ross when I was living in Austin, and I drove the Ferrari 458 Italia. I got to rip that thing around the tracks. I didn't get to go as fast as I wanted to, But at the end of the day, it was a little tight track. I would like to try again on a much larger track. So maybe you try to go out to Coda and do that in Austin, or maybe even the Atlanta Speedway if they do that kind of stuff here. But I will make that deal with you, Mike, that if I've got a Ferrari and we need to do some things to it, you can be my mechanic. I don't know if that's the right term. You can be my auto tech.
Word. Down.
He'll be your director of vibes.
Yeah. And automotive, my director of
Like
automotive functionality. It will give it some amazing title.
I'm gonna add director of vibes to my LinkedIn now.
DOV. He's the DOV. I don't know what to string along with that.
Incoming rap song.
Yeah, there you go.
So, was everybody buying today then, apart from Ferrari 458s and employing Mike?
Well, I got a message that someone scooped up some more Pengu. So as you know, I'm gonna have to do the same. It is below my entry point though. So still showing 3.2. I'm at 3.7 is where I got in. I think for a little while this morning, if I'm not mistaken, it was like that price on Femex. So let me take a look at that. Let me share the tab with you guys here. Let's go markets. Where do you find a coin at? Markets. Here we go. Search.
How's that? How's our certain nostalgia play doing at the minute? Do we talk about that still? Or?
VHS. You talking about?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have a call with them this week. And so it's down. There's a lot of things meme coin wise that are down right now. And so try to find some synergies and see if there's some things that we can come up with to bring some attention to it. I was actually going to try to do a space on Sunday. I think I'd mentioned in the chat group that I was going to try to do a space on Sunday for them. And I was talking to my buddy who's got that. And ultimately, I put Emmy to sleep and fell asleep in her room. And then he had fallen asleep watching some Netflix thing. And so we ended up not doing a show Sunday, but we will to do some giveaways and do some stuff. But yeah, no, that I feel like there will be another meme coin push very soon. I think this seems to be a very odd time with what's happening. You're seeing a lot of things dipping when we're supposedly in a bull run. But anyway, let's see.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's look at this chart right here. Man, I might have screwed it up. I might have gotten to the point where I can't. There we go.
That's all good. While you're doing that, Postmaster in the house. How you doing, brother?
What's up, man?
Yo, what is up? Doug, Neil, Hash, Modern Canadian, Jay Chains, my boy, what is up? You guys ready for some karate action?
Absolutely. Are you doing a watch party?
I'm ready for some. Yeah, over at the Stickbug Discord.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So
I think
come on, check out Stickbug over on Hedera. I got something for you guys to check out, and I didn't think I'd be talking about this so soon. I actually thought it was going to be a kind of a flop because Hedera's ecosystem's a little uppity and a little more technical, but we just had this site, memejob.fun, which is kind of a spin-off of Pump Fun over on Hedera. And Hurt is the big ticker coming out of there. We've reached 1 million market cap with it. It's the first big one that bonded, and the whole community is getting behind. But there's also several right on its tails as well, and the 100K and the 50K, 60K, some just about to bond. So yeah, memejob.fun is actually looking like a big success. We've like doubled our transactions in the DeFi sector. So yeah, memejob.fun, guys. I actually launched my own token. It is a meme for karate called Awesome Token, and it's memeing the president Asim Zahadi. And yeah, we're gonna get some partnerships going with karate, and we're trying to get that bonded right now. So I think we're at like a 14K market cap. If you guys want to join that, check out the ticker Awesome. But yeah, if you guys want to check out the ticker Hurt, I think we're at like 600 or 700K market cap. It hit 1 million. I think that's going to be the next big thing on Hedera.
There you go, man. Fun.
Hey, Postmaster, have you played the open season game?
Sorry, say that again. You're a little muffled, my friend.
Have you played the open season game? The one that has like a, I think like President Awesome in it.
Oh yeah, I've been watching a lot of the gameplay, but I have not played it yet. But yeah, they did a really good job bringing him in there. I think Awesome's such an amazing character for Web3. He's such a great personality. He's very memeable. He's always doing crazy antics, and I think he's gonna make like a reality show where like he spars and beats up some of the fighters before the fight. So it's gonna be like a ton of memeable moments. We're gonna get President Awesome involved. It's purely like the token I dropped is totally in the hands of the community. I don't own any. There's no dev tokens. We're trying to kind of establish a team of karate OGs to pick up some of these tokens and carry the project. So if you guys, if you're interested in memeing the shit out of President Awesome like I am, pick up some tokens over on Hedera.
Hell yeah, man.
Hey everybody, just a heads
He's
up,
such a
whenever
good
people
character,
are
man.
talking
Good character.
about their meme coins and they say they don't own any, this is the first question you should ask. Do you own the liquidity pool? Are you making fees on this token?
So yeah, so I took $100 of my own money and bought some tokens, but those are going directly to Asim, and if he doesn't want them, that's going to be a karate pool. I'm also going to start dropping bonuses anytime I fight, or 10% of my karate bonus pool are going to go to the whale wallets. I think the top 25 wallets in Discord, we'll do a little drop for them. So you'll get some karate drops. I'm also doing a 100K karate giveaway right now on my X page. So go ahead, check out one of my posts, my last posts there. Yeah, we're gonna pop it off and do some cool memery.
Nice, man. Nice. When do you have any talks about next fight or not yet?
Yeah. So I definitely want to get in the talks for Denver. If not, I'm gonna talk to LARPing today to see if they're coming to Consensus in Toronto. That's my backyard. I could probably fill the stadium with 300-400 people. So yeah.
Yeah, so that was
Toronto would be a great event for me.
Hell yeah, dude. I from what I understand, that there is supposedly supposed to be an event in conjunction with Consensus in Toronto. So because it was in Austin last year.
My time to shine, baby.
Yeah, and I think from what I understand, I think they did like a 3-year deal with him, right? So it was like Austin, Toronto, and then whatever next year is. Because it's been in Austin for several years, but this year coming up, 2025 is going to be in Toronto. That'll be interesting, man.
I got a little thrown off because they said they were going to like Dubai the same month or like 2 weeks before. So I got a little thrown off by that. So I'm not sure if it was 100%, but I'd love to get on the Toronto card, obviously. If not the Denver card, that's not too far from me. I don't mind fighting at altitude, but I definitely want like a real karate fight. If not, maybe, possibly, there's like a title opportunity or something like that in the IFC. That might be a good thing where we can extend the rounds to 3 rounds or fight 3-minute rounds or something. That would be ideal.
There you go. I believe
2 minutes is not enough for a postmaster to work.
Yeah, get some work in. Definitely. I haven't talked to George in a while about any of that stuff. I definitely enjoyed doing my CFN boxing. I would like to do probably another one of those before I do another karate combat event, I think. Just because, it's only the second fight I've ever had in my life. So get a little bit more experience. You only got to worry about 2 fists versus fists and legs.
Yeah, plus the 4-ounce gloves, man, they're it's
a little different.
Yeah, not forgiving, that's for sure, man. Like, yeah, you just get touched in the right way with those things and out like a light. You felt a good punch for the 14-ounce gloves. Like, those are just pillows.
Yeah,
I spar with those every day with like bad boys, and yeah. So I don't know. I'm only interested in karate combat at this point. I'm 38 years old. If I can get 2 or 3 fights next year and continue to win, maybe I'll think about continuing to keep going. And I have a great strategy for the pit. I'm a really high level striker as well. So if I can get a good camp together and some sponsors and some free time, I'm sure I'll do really well on whoever they put me in front of. I'm really interested in the fight that's coming up here. It's for the #1 contender fight in my category, 185. They're bringing in Cosmo Alexander. He's like a 4-time Muay Thai world champion. He's fighting one of the most decorated fighters actually at 185. He's got 8 fights. He's fought Ross Levine twice for the title. It lost both times to close decision. But yeah, he's Igor. It's going to be a great fight, and I got my eye on that fight for sure. If I get another win, I'll for sure call out one of those two guys.
Nice.
But I'd like to get in there, get a knockout. This year that'd be great to get a knockout in karate combat. Nice highlight reel, make a name for myself, and get a good call out.
Oh, you got you picking a fighter between Paisan and KG?
Oh, dude, I'm the most biased guy on that. I think KG couldn't fight his way out of a wet paper bag.
Yeah.
I set that fight up. I
man.
thought the kid was such a fucking loser. I just kept tagging Pi in all his loser posts, and yeah, it's happening now. So yeah, I'm the most biased guy to ask on that one. Pi is gonna absolutely fucking wipe the floor with the guy. First round knockout.
I'm with you, dude.
Dude's not gonna like getting punched in the face.
Dude, I got 1.3 million tokens riding on Paisan. He's gonna fucking clobber him.
Nice, man. I'm waiting for the weigh-ins. I always wait for the weigh-ins to put my actual vote down, because there's 2 reasons. One, you get to see these fighters if they're dried out or not and how they're doing. 2, the percentages in the app get a little bit closer, but you're actually going to get on those payouts closer to those weigh-ins. There's a lot of barbarians that actually wait till like an hour before the fight to cast their votes, which is crazy, but it kind of like screws up the percentages a little bit. I don't like voting on anybody that's 80% or higher, just because there's not enough meat on the bones for me. I like to try to keep a leaderboard score, so I'm trying to get as many of those tokens as possible on each event. And therefore, I try to pick fights that are either really close, or I know like the underdog has like kind of an advantage, because people don't really know how to vote now. They're kind of voting for like fan favorites and people who show up in Web3 spaces and stuff. So I'd imagine that like Owen Chimaev is actually a huge overdog, probably like a 4-1 overdog to win this fight against Arturo Vergara. But Arturo Vergara has been showing up in spaces for the last 2 months, especially in the H-bar spaces. He's probably going to be a huge overdog in this fight. I'm going to say he's going to get like 70% of the votes once they start coming in here. So it's going to be a really good vote for Owen Chimaev at this point. Yeah, what do you guys think?
Man, that's
Owen
really
Chimaev.
Spot on with what you said, where
Vergara.
it's, the presence of who's showing up is really going to determine how the voting goes early on, because you are starting to see that, right? You see Vergara's got 57% of the vote, where I've seen both of these guys fight a few times, and it's definitely a lot closer than 57-43. I'll tell you that. I loved your
yeah. So what I'm gonna do, J Chains, is I'm actually gonna give away a huge prize pool on my next fight for people who vote on my fight, and therefore I will get a larger prize pool. I got 1 million tokens this time for fighting Heck, and we were the 3rd largest prize pool, which means we were the 3rd largest fight voted on the entire night on that kickback, which was crazy because of who was on that card. Like it was nuts. But because I show up in spaces, especially the H-bar community, I had a lot of big H-bar whales and karate whales drop a lot of tokens on me. Nice. And therefore I got a huge bonus for it. It was like almost a $1,000 bonus. Nice. So now I'm going to take that bonus. I'm going to drop it to people who vote for me on the next one. And I should double those votes and therefore double the bonus and have more interest in me in that app, which will also get more fights for me, because they're like, oh, a lot of people are voting for this guy and watching this guy and showing up for him. So therefore, we'll give him a contract. He deserves, I can use these metrics, these numbers as well for negotiating, further contracts as well. So it's going to be a metric and a tool for fighters to, yeah. We'll kick it over to Hash. I see your hands up, brother.
What's up, brother?
Pardon my ignorance on this one, but is that built in like part of how it is supposed to operate, or are you finding a loophole in the system? Or
well, right away when I found out the fighters get a chunk of the bonus pool, I started asking questions about like how am I going to raise the amount of people who vote on me. And right away, I'm like, okay, I just got to attack the karate community, right? So I'm teaching other fighters like Vituro Vergara. Actually, I'm doing NFTs for the fighters that actually get them involved in these spaces to show them that there's, ton of support from the Web3 community. There's a lot of, Web3 projects that may sponsor fighters to get their project known. There's 12 million people live watching Karate Combat during the events, up to 40 million. I think we had like 17 million or something live watch my event, which is crazy for being like being away from fighting for a decade, having a losing record. To be on such a huge event like that, to have so many eyes on me is absolutely amazing. But I think karate is going to grow to the point where there's going to be the best strikers in the entire world competing for these really, really beautiful belts now. We have President Awesome putting together really nice shows and having that personality, that front end personality, almost that Dana White feel that everybody loves. And then, the facts are the facts. I fall asleep for almost every single UFC event now. Like 8 out of the 10 events I've fallen asleep for. I've never fallen asleep for a Karate Combat event, and the action is just, bell to bell. It's designed that way. It's run by the fans for the fans. And I'll end my spiel about karate with this. They're about to advance their tokenomics into a staking model instead of this snapshot crap, which has been the heel of Karate Combat token. I think that the token is going to see a huge boost with layer 2 up coming in, and karate holders getting 30% of the rewards from all of the leagues that come in to use up only layer 2. That's going to be a huge thing. I already know like the World Calisthenics Organization. They've been in talks with like a few other big leagues, including World Series of Poker. I don't know if it's a done deal, but there's poker leagues, and like Phil Hellmuth been pitching the crap out of karate token, and even up layer 2 has come out of his mouth. So there's connections going on with high level guys with karate. They're going to do a lot better job marketing the utility of the token. And I'll tell you, the utility right now lies in like ownership of karate, like full on member benefits. You're going to get VIP access for owning these tokens and playing. The things that would normally go to the owners, like the box seating, the VIPs, the pit sides, those are going to the token holders and the players of each event. Karate is really into giving back to the token holders and the Web3 community. And I'm sure that's going to be well displayed with their new marketing strategy and up layer 2 coming in 2025.
Boom.
Yeah, I was more so talking about the legalities around you giving people money to increase your prize pool.
Oh, it's because layer up 2 is not gambling. There's no real legalities around it. It's kind of like just like promotional giveaway tokens.
Not illegal, like from like a government perspective, like from the league.
Yeah, no, I've been given the go ahead to do that. Like they thought that was like a very intelligent idea to do that. So I'm gonna run with it.
Let's go.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah, I guess the tokens looked at much differently, as it's not really like a betting or like a gambling thing. So I guess you could like potentially bet against yourself and win money, but you're only going to get like 1 or 2 or maybe 4%. Once this thing hits millions of users, it's like a staking reward. When I first started playing, I was getting 30%, 40% rewards for getting 9 out of the 10 of my guesses right. It was freaking insane. However, now that it's gone from 10,000 users to 300,000 users, the rewards are like 10%, 8%. Sometimes I'm getting only 5 out of the 10 right, and then I'm only getting like 2 or 3%. And of course, those rewards are going to go down as the more users come in. However, karate has the staking model coming out, where you're going to be able to stake longer, get bigger rewards with the spirit of up only, meaning you can actually bet on the fighters longer. As soon as they're announced, you'll be able to stake and earn more rewards for staking on a longer period of time. This is going to get rid of that snapshot dump and bring in some more DeFi investors into Karate.
And one of the things, when you say get rid of the snapshot, you will be able to, if I'm not mistaken, you'll be able to vote in real time. So if you didn't get your votes in before the fights started,
Real time,
you can still like vote for fights that haven't happened yet that same night. So definitely some cool changes.
Yeah, I believe it's gonna go right into a full on, like, fully updated, like, minute to minute, like almost like a betting app. There may even be parlays they've been talking about and all sorts of cool things. So yeah, voting for a longer period of time is something we've been asking for a little while, and they've been really cooking that up in the background, and we should expect that Q1 of 2025.
There you go. Up only gaming, part of Karate Combat. Well, that's it. That does it for today. Took you a few minutes late. My apologies, but that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Have a wonderful rest of your hump day. Do something great. Make yourself better. Double down, as I said this morning. Just because we're halfway through doesn't mean you get to slow it down. Double down. Do more. Push yourself harder. You got this. I love you guys. See you this afternoon. Anything going on between now and then? Obviously, there's gaming tonight. Mike's got gaming tonight for the Web3 stuff.
8 p.m.
Yeah, we're
Mike.
doing some 8 p.m. tonight. For anybody that just popped in later on the stream, we're gonna be doing some Shatterline code giveaway, so you guys can get access to the game.
There you go.
So yeah, be there, be square.
Be there, be square, as he says. All right, we're out of here. Adios, amigos. Have a great rest of your day. We'll be back for more Web3 breakfast tomorrow, but I'll be back at 4 p.m. Eastern for the J Chains Crypto.